Hello everyone, and welcome to Providing Clarity, where I try my best to provide some clarity on the Libertas Delegated Proof of Stake Consensus Protocol, or Libertas DPoS for short. So this video will go into details on the security of the network and how consensus is reached by the protocol. So first and foremost, Libertas means liberty in Roman, and it's the personification of liberty and personal freedom. So with Legacy aiming to be the most decentralized dApp blockchain in the world, I think that's a great name. So if we jump into the white paper, it gives different examples on different types of consensus. And down here, this part right here really goes into depth on how the governance model works, so let's jump right into it. The legacy consensus mechanism uses a delegated proof of stake system in which 27 governing branches or governing bodies, GBs, produce blocks for the network. Every 6 hours, legacy account holders who freeze their accounts can vote for a selection of governing body candidates with the top 27 deemed to be the governing bodies. So like I discussed in my last video, Legacy is a utility token. You can use your Legacy tokens to vote for which governing body you want. And depending on your votes, that determines who the governing bodies are. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll link it on the upper right hand corner. So continuing on, voters may choose GBs based on criteria such as projects sponsored by the GBs to increase legacy adoption and rewards distributed to voters. This allows for a more democratized and decentralized ecosystem. GBs accounts are normal accounts, but their accumulation of votes allows them to produce blocks. With the low throughput rates of Bitcoin and Ethereum due to their proof-of-work consensus mechanisms and scalability issues, Legacy's DPoS system offers a mechanism resulting in 2,000 transactions per second compared to Bitcoin's 3 and Ethereum's 15. But I'm pretty sure this number is increased to 10,000 and can be increased in the future if needed. So that's it for reading the white paper. I want to make sure you guys get value from my videos, so I don't just want to read off the website and white paper just like any one of you can. So instead, I dug into the Telegram group to get more info on the GBs. So first up, here's Sig, a community manager, answering a question. Hi Sean, the top 27 governing bodies will run nodes. The majority of people will simply delegate to the top 27 GBs. Anyone can apply to be a GB. Next up is Justin, the project manager, and this is one of the main updates that we got recently from the team. We have tested the governing bodies and will start onboarding all community governing bodies very shortly. Now this next topic is something I didn't even realize until I went through the Telegram. There'll be 27 GBs plus backups too. You'll always want to have other nodes available and ready to go. It's a dynamic process, so there will be a group of people that will be waiting to get into the top 27. Justin confirming this, saying we have at least 5 temporary nodes for any transition between the GBs. Here's other community managers, Bartis and Vincent, explaining a little more details about the voting process. Legacy is a decentralized project, so if there was ever a need to increase or lower the APY, there must be enough votes for that to happen, otherwise it will not succeed. If the governing body initiative isn't backed with enough votes, the change does not get through. And here's a little bit on how they're chosen. The top 27 GBs are determined by the number of legacy delegated to them via votes. It's a live dynamic network, it's not a static list, so the governing bodies can change depending on the circumstances and votes. I asked if there was any word on whether the governing bodies are institutions or just some guys who like the project. And Jarhi, who's a really respected member of the community, states, they're voted by the community. When you stake your tokens, you vote towards a governing body you like. You could choose one because maybe the amount of rewards they give you is a lot. Maybe he keeps one and gives out 99%. Some others might only give 80% back, but will reward you with other tokens from a project that they're developing or supporting. And some others could just be well-known, well-respected people in the community that people trust, that will do a good job and be a reliable governing body with no malicious intent. Yet, the rewards they give to the community might just be on the average side. Now, I know a lot of people are hyped about nodes and may have saw that Legacy Network has some nodes, but the top 27 most voted nodes are the ones who get to produce blocks and will receive rewards. So anybody can make a node if they have the technical know-how, but not everybody will be rewarded, only the top 27. And lastly, from Sig, answering a question that I have, which was, how do the initial governing bodies work? If mainnet is not live yet and we can't stake our tokens to vote, how are the initial governing bodies chosen? He said the initial governing bodies have been in discussion with the team or have been considered or added to their list. The team looks for certain qualities and gets GBs filtered by the team and community. It's not a one-time filtering process. So no doubt, it's probably a very rigorous process. And I know the team did their due diligence to make sure the best GBs were chosen for the health and success of the ecosystem. Well, that's all for this week's video. Remember, staking and mainnet goes live for public use very soon. So be ready because things are going to take off from here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.